lchessica for the Bold and Beautiful June 11, 2025. Okay, so first things first, let me know y'all thoughts on today's new episode down below. Look, I think I put the wrong date on the General Hospital thumbnail. I gotta see. But yeah, first things first, let me know y'all thoughts on today's new episode down below. Look, Luna is a psychopath. She just walked up in Finn and Steffi house, and Finn house or whatever. And I was like, yeah, she don't learn. She made Finn use his angry voice. Y'all know how I said when he mad the day that he was staring at Liam and Steffi's photo on the wall and he was using, his voice got deeper or whatever. I said, we ain't heard his deep voice, his mad voice in a while, had we? But yeah, on today's episode, I think the one thing that happened was that she showed up at the end of the episode. Now, I had already seen a spoiler that said something about Finn lets Luna know that she'll never be a part of his life or whatever. And I think tomorrow is the episode where she shows up again. I said, she must not gonna leave or something. Because they said tomorrow is when she shows up at the house or whatever, and Steffi gonna be there. Then they said Friday is when Steffi is unaware that she's in danger. But yeah, okay, so on today's episode, we're going to start with Steffi, Finn, Taylor, and Red. They all talking about the same thing, how dangerous Luna is. Finn ends up just reassuring them. He ends up promising that Luna won't be a problem for them. I said, what you going to do? I said, nah, for real. I said, what you going to do, Finn? I promise. But somehow, he still ain't tell what Sheila told Poppy. And I'm like, dude, no, he ain't finna do nothing. He might say, well, he do be showing up, though. I got to take that back. I gotta take that back. He has been showing up. He is the one that found her when she was in the cage or whatever. But yeah, I don't know who's supposed to help her. I don't know if they actually gonna show something happen. They just say that Stephanie's supposed to be in danger on Friday's episode, y'all. But yeah, he was just reassuring them that Luna won't be a problem for them. They was just standing around talking, and he just kept talking about the same thing about how she's gonna get it, whatever. She'll never be a part of our life. Taylor was kind of like, I want to say, analyzing her and why she did the things that she did. You know, murdering Tom and Hollis and all this other stuff. Saying something about the trauma she faced because of the mother she grew up with. And I said, don't say that. She's just a psychopath. But yeah, she was like, despite that, though, she knows how dangerous she is. And she's worried that once she realizes, well, they both, Rich and her, was saying how they're worried that once she realizes she'll never be a part of their life, what she's going to do. What is she going to do? And so far, what people been saying is that Finn gonna say, well, I seen some people saying Finn will be the one to say Steffi. Somebody said Liam, and maybe that's why, you know, they haven't really addressed or had him go get the treatment or whatever, because, you know, he allegedly dying, but we'll see. He ain't died yet. He ain't died yet. How long it's been? They said he didn't have long at first. Then they said if he get the treatment, or whatever, then, what's that? Oh, sorry, somebody posted a video. It was a notification. But yeah, what was I saying? They were saying that, I forgot, crap. I think I was just talking about Liam's supposed to be dying and stuff, and how they saying that he's supposed to save her. But to finish with Steffi, Finn, Taylor, and Ridge, he just reassured them, like I said, he was just reassuring them that he won't let anything happen to his family or whatever. Hey, how y'all doing? He won't let nothing happen to his family. So after he left, they was talking, and Ridge was like, you know, he trusts that he actually gonna protect his family, protect his wife or whatever, but, you know, that's their daughter. So, of course, they're gonna be worried. Of course, they're gonna be concerned. And then Steph was saying, you know what? She's like, I trust Finn. I trust him. I trust that he means what he says. Shoot. You know what I mean? He mean it. He over here yelling, though. He over here yelling, using his deep voice, saying how, you know, Luna would never be a part of their life and stuff like that, and she can't show up there. But at the same time, we've seen him way too many times say, after they ask him, they be like, they straight up ask him, you know, would you want me to leave? I think it was Poppy. Was it Poppy or Lee? I think yesterday it was Lee who said that Poppy need to go find her daughter and tell her to leave town or whatever. And then she told my son, is that what you want? Is this what you want for our daughter or whatever? And he told my son, what I want is for my wife. My wife this, my wife that. And I said, that's not technically answering the question. This is just like on General Hospital when they asked Willow on the stand if she had to choose between Drew and her kids, who would she choose? And she was like, I shouldn't have to choose. What? But yeah, let's see what else. Let's see what else. Rich said, what happens when Luna realizes that she'll never be a part of Finn's life? And I was like, she already over here. I was scared for Poppy. I was like, Poppy, you better get on up out of there. I said, get on up out of there. You tried. You tried. You pretended for as long as you could. Now you better get out of there. She was walking up close to me. I said, nobody gonna stop her from having a relationship with her father. I said, well, go on up then. I said, you bad. Let me see. Luna and Poppy. Poppy was still just trying to talk to her and play it off. She ends up telling her she has to see why Finn would be hesitant to let her into his life. And she was like, yeah, because of you, because you kept me from him. If he had been a part of my life or whatever, then, she would have turned out better. She wouldn't have murdered 2 people and all this other issue stuff. So she was telling her how she needed to take account of, matter of fact, Luna told her on today's episode, talking about some, you still don't want to take accountability. And I said, well, it must run in the family because you over here blaming everybody else for the reason why you murdered 2 people. And then you tried to murder, I about to say you ain't trying to murder a 3rd person, but she already tried to I almost said it. She already tried to murder somebody. Steffi, now she's trying to do it again or whatever. But, what else with Luna and Poppy? Let's see. She says it's Poppy's fault and she can't let Steffi keep her from her keep her from her Finn. I wrote, I mean her father. But yeah, and she was just standing up there trying to convince her to do the right thing. But Luna did. She was like, so you gonna leave me too? You gonna abandon me too? Look, Poppy couldn't even pretend. She couldn't. So she was just talking about Bill and how Bill gave up on her. She was like, you owe your life to Bill or whatever. You owe your life to Bill, basically to change your life. She ain't listen to none of that. She was like, I am gonna have a better life because I'm gonna be a part of my father's life. I waited so long for this. I was like, she's crazy. But yeah, what else? Let me see. Let's see. I think we're gonna end. Well, the last thing that happened was Luna and Finn when she showed up, just walking. They never locked the door. Where's the doggone security? Said they was gonna get security or up the security or something. They said this girl just walked in their house or whatever. Um, I think we're gonna end with Liam and Hope, but I gotta finish. I think something else happened. Luna tells Papa she was the worst mother in the world. Taylor Reed tell Finn how they appreciate him for standing by Steffi's side. Yeah, the last people is Liam and Hope. So she stopped by and she was just getting his help. She was getting his help with the laptop or something. He was like, you don't need an excuse to see me or to check up on me or whatever. And the whole scene was just about her trying to convince him to do the right thing, to tell Bill and Wyatt and what's his other brother name? Will, what's going on with him. And I said at this point they sit up here and they ruin everything. They sit up here and dog, I got distracted. Hold on, y'all. I was about to say the way they did this was so backwards to me. I think the way that they did this was definitely backwards because how y'all know what I'm about to say. If y'all listen to my reviews, you already know what I'm about to say. I'm back. But yeah, if you already listen to my reviews, then you know what I'm about to say. They messed up when they did this whole Liam dying storyline because how he hit his head inside and left blood on the floor, and then outside. Now the blood could have washed up outside though. But I said how they did this storyline backwards. They did it way backwards or whatever. Cause how Bill done went to the house and ain't seen no blood in his carpet unless the cleaning people cleaned it or something like that. But yeah, other than that, I was like, now I don't know. Do y'all think he gonna actually get a chance? I about to say a time. Is he actually gonna get a chance to tell Bill now what's going on with him, or do y'all think people right when they said that he's gonna end up saving Steffi? Because Luna don't know that Liam's there. I mean, on today's episode, Finn did say, Liam, you back? Or whatever, so maybe she has an idea. But I said that would be kind of a perfect way for him to go out, though. If they actually finna get ready to have him go out, that would be perfect, though. When you think about it, because it's like, okay, he's done and stuff like that. He didn't want to get the treatment because of how his mother was. So if he go, not only will he go save Steffi, it's the fact that Bill will see it's his fault. It's his fault. It's his fault, because you over here talking about some what he said, they bonded because they both had a rough childhood and all this other stuff, and she's not that person anymore. I was like, yeah, that'll be his karma. Ain't that what they call it, karma? But yeah, like I said, Liam and Hope was talking about. Liam tells Hope she doesn't need an excuse. Sorry, y'all, I'm reading my notes. Liam tells Hope she doesn't need an excuse to check on him. They was just talking about his condition, and she was just saying how it's good that he trusts them, and it's good that she know, but he needs to be honest and stop being stubborn and tell his daddy as well as his brothers what's going on so they can have an opportunity to, say goodbye and just support him or whatever, because he already got support. I was like, because what difference it make? Now I understand not telling the kids because they probably wouldn't understand anyway. I mean, sometimes kids do understand depending on how old they are. But other than that, outside I don't understand him keeping it from them at this point. Let me see what else. I already said whole things Leon should let the rest of the family know about his condition. Um, Leon said he hates that he has to leave Hope and Beth as well as Steffi and Kelly or whatever. And I think that's it. Wait, I got a whole page. What is this? Hold on. I already said Poppy said Luna got to stop making excuses. Let's see. Yeah, they ended it with Luna walking in or whatever. He thought it was Liam. And that's when he tells her they'll never have a relationship. He tells her she can't come there to see him or his family ever again. And he used his mad voice. He used his mad voice, his deep voice or whatever. And she looking all mad and stuff. I said, yeah, go on, show yourself. I said, been doing all this pretending and stuff. Show yourself. Because he don't get it still. He said that, but to me, he still don't get it. But yeah, that's it, y'all. I'm finna watch General Hospital now and then do the review. But stay tuned for the next video. Until next time, deuces. Have a great rest of the day and be safe.